Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. All right. So, to touch on what Brandy and I kind of talked about, here's my, I guess, perspective and vision on what I see for us as a whole is I've literally wanted, because it seems like we're all like to be aggressive. We all like to know tricks and different things like that and how to get the best deal. So I essentially want it to be the end result to be when if someone deals your group agent, I want their initial reaction to be like, oh shit, like I need to be ready. Like how Kelly made that impression on you of like, dang, this girl's going to be crazy and I got to watch her, but it was in a bad way. I want it to be like when people know that we come to the table, it's like they know their shit and they're going to have to be on their game.
Yeah.
And that's going to be something that we could essentially be able to push because our clients will know that we're going to get the best deal possible for them. I feel that the way to achieve that is by almost having like, the aspect with football, like how you literally have a playbook and you have like your best plays that you always do and you know exactly how to do and you do it better than anyone else. That's kind of the focus. I want to take like the top 10 strategies that the George Group uses to get the best deal possible, whether it's how we use it to negotiate our contingencies or backup offers or whatever it is. I want everybody to be so well versed on the basics and be able to do them and execute them better than anybody else. So
Yeah.
essentially, those are the type of things that I want that we'll be focusing on. So when people come in, they know all the steps involved. And then when I can throw a scenario at you, I'll be like, okay, the house has been sitting on the market 60 days. It's listed with Joe Blow. They're an average real estate agent. You feel it's priced slightly above market. What would you do? Like that type of stuff. They'll be like, oh, I would use strategy 3. Here's what I would do. Here's how I would price it. Here's what I would do to come in, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that way, it's literally like you just go into your training and you know how to execute. You know how to deal with aggressive agents. You know how to deal with passive agents. You know how to deal with premium properties and dilapidated properties, and you can apply it.
Yeah.
Because just like you said, most of this stuff, it's just rinse and repeat. And then
Yeah.
you just kind of put a little tweak on it in the end. But if this way everybody knows exactly how to do it, we're going to be so much more aggressive and confident in our negotiating abilities because we're going to know all the pieces involved.
Yeah. And I think it's important to, like when you're on the buyer side, to not come at an approach as like arrogance. Like if I ever do like a lowball offer, I always try to send an explanation. Um, hey, I know you're asking 160, we're coming in at 130, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that always seems to ease, the tension, and they can always pass that along. You may not get it, but still, I don't want to ever come across as that lowball agent because I know there's some out there. And so anyway, I kind of use that as a little strategy too when I'm trying to negotiate, not just, oh, I'm doing an offer $30,000 below because I don't think it's worth 160, more so over to just give a little explanation as to why I'm doing that offer.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's all those little things that we kind of pick up along the way and we see what works. And those are essentially going to be the key pieces that we'll be able to talk about. It's like, hey, if you're doing this, here's what you should do. Here's 3
Yeah.
or 4 strategies that you can implement. Here's case studies of what Tina's done. Here's case studies of what I've done. Here's how we executed it. Here's the results we got from it. Stuff like
Yeah.
that. Because I've done the same thing, but I did it in video form. I made a video, I recorded it, and talked directly to the listing agent. I said, hey, so-and-so, I'm presenting you this offer. Here's what we're offering. Here's why we're asking X amount in closing costs. We really would love to work with you. This is a first-time home buyer. They're super excited. And then I'm going ahead and emailing you the offer too. That way, just like you said, it puts personality to it. They understand and can interpret. So there's
Yeah.
all kinds of different strategies that are fun that's what I want to focus on of taking like your best stuff, my best stuff, everyone's best stuff that we've seen that works, condense it into a training platform that's only available to us. So that way, and then there's almost like a common courtesy when we deal with one another. It's like, hey, look, it's a co-person, whatever. We don't have to, execute X, Y, and Z, but there's still that competitive aspect that you still want to get the best deal. But it's not like you're going to be greasy or sleazy or whatever and kind of overwork the other cooperating agent with our own brokerage.
Yeah.
So there's all kind of cool little things. So that's my approach with it. That's what I really want to drill in, because I feel that the new agents are going to be coming in like crazy. And I just want to give them tons of knowledge. And I see that that's where a lot of people do have questions. Like you said, Tara, Heather, Brandy, I think we've touched on different scenarios. Same with Dylan. So, I mean, I think that's more valuable. And then if anything, it'll get me better and still well-versed in the stuff too. And you might pick up on some things as well.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, any input, Tara, Brandy? I don't know if Brandy, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just driving along. I've got to go to that thing that Ron invited me to today. So, but no, I'm definitely in agreement. I just want to learn how to deal with pain in the butt buyers that think they know more than you, even though we do this every day.
Yep.
Honestly, my approach is I let them wear themselves down.
Yeah.
That's what I usually do. I literally sit there and do not try and fight with them the first couple houses, because especially they eventually wear themselves down. Yeah. And then when you see that they're frustrated, that's when you insert it to be like, okay, are you ready to let me do my job now? Now I got a couple houses. I paid attention to what you like and what you don't like. Here's the ones I think we should go see, and here's why. And then that's what I usually do, is I just let them wear themselves down, a couple houses, and then you kind of take over. But that's what's worked for me. We
have one that we have scheduled so many appointments, and then she like the first day that we scheduled appointments, a couple of them, we just drove up in the driveway, and she was like, no. I mean, like, we couldn't even go inside. Yeah. She didn't even want to go inside. And a lot of times I do. I'm like, well, we scheduled this appointment, and just out of courtesy, I'm at least going to go ahead and go in. But so what we did, because yard is so important to her, we made her start driving by the properties before we schedule them. Oh, and it made her mad. Like, she talked about firing us. Well, if you're just too busy, I don't have time to do that. And so we try to explain, look, we're scheduling this appointment, and there are people that live in this home. So they are getting the home ready. They're leaving the home so we can, come and view it. And just out of courtesy, if yard is a big deal, and if it doesn't pass, then we're not even going inside, then you need to go by the properties. Mm-hmm. And because we were scheduling, and then I was having to go back and cancel them. Yeah. And then couple of agents that got frustrated with me because I canceled it, and they had already, she would let me know 10, 15 minutes before, no, that one's not going to work. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, Brandy, for sure, like, the buyers, make them work. If they're very, very picky like that, make them go by the houses and make them work. So, but yeah, we've got one that we're dealing with like that too. So no fun.
I'm working on a commercial property right now. Same guy I did the purchase of his home. Known his wife since we were in high school. And it's the commercial purchase agreement being written by the seller's attorney. It's a old Capital One location. And I've been telling him for weeks, like, we have no control over how fast this comes to us. It's going to come from their legal team. And, he'll ask me, oh, do we have any updates? And I tell him the same exact thing. And this agent's out of Lafayette, and which I think you're probably a little familiar with this, Ronnie. And sent him a message this morning and said, look, I still don't have an update. I don't have the purchase agreement. Because it's got to the point where I feel like it's harassment, and he's exceptionally ugly to me. And
Those laughing
So,
filters, you know how they are.
no, it's not the agent, it's the client.
Uh,
The agent's actually been pretty supportive because I think he's now realized that, you know, I understand that this is going to take time. We're at the mercy of Capital One's legal department, you know, but now my client is reaching out to him and bothering him. And he sent a message out this morning and CC'd me on it, and he was like, I appreciate your diligence and requesting updates, but we will have it when we have it, you know? And I
yeah.
told him yesterday, I was like, if you want it any faster, go hire your own attorney. But he doesn't want to pay for stuff like that because he's too cheap.
Yeah.
So I just hate that I get to the point where I snap and I'm like, I not that I'm rude, but I have to be direct, and I don't like to be mean about stuff. But, you know, like one day I changed my Facebook profile picture and he made an ugly comment to me about I needed to stop posting pictures on Facebook and find him a property. Like,
Oh my gosh.
like seriously nasty. So, yeah.
Have you found him a property yet?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had a property in mind and we were working on the LOI going back and forth, but he's just.
Was that the one with the Capital One building?
Yes, that's him.
Oh,
So we're waiting on.
You don't have that pending then, or it didn't go through?
No, well, we were working on an LOI, so we got the LOI worked out. We sent it to Capital One, but their legal team is the one that is creating a buy-sell, a purchase agreement. It's not the typical state purchase agreement in commercial properties. They typically have attorneys draw those up because they can be so complex, and if they deal with leases or leasebacks or any of that, it can get even crazier. So.
Right, but the thing with it is I think you're knowledgeable enough to know that some people are just assholes, and that's just really how they are. But they're also, I think you had mentioned that they're kind of friends of yours too. And the other aspect of it is those are the people that I usually just, I tell them to kick rocks. Like, I get rid of them. Like, I don't even waste my time with them. But I know that you're kind of in it. So my only advice to you would be to just be the mediator, because it sounds like you're almost trying to conflict with wanting to take the lead and aggravate it because they're not letting you. But I don't know. I know it's just how you conduct your business. You like to be in control of it. But sometimes I don't know. I mean, just kind of be the mediator with it and just let them wear themselves out with it. But I don't know. It's just a delicate one because I know that you're friends with them. And all that other stuff. So it really puts a lot of stuff that's kind of in the mix with it. My only recommendation is to really just drop any and all emotion out of it and just focus on being the professional aspect of it, and make it very, very, very clear to everyone else that your client is the asshole, not you, and that you do it in a way that you're just following up and being professional and courteous about it. And they'll see that, because I think you're concerned about it reflecting badly upon you. So as long as you're that professional, then it's going to be obvious that the dude's the problem and not you. You know?
Yeah, I think he's realized that. Johnny from Lafayette Agent there has realized that. It's just frustrating because he basically CC'd me on the email he replied back to this morning to Jeremy, and I saw all the email traffic, like all the old stuff. Yeah. But he questioned Johnny last week if I had sent the revised LOI to him because we had to remove a contingency that he had to get an approval first. And I'm like,
you're letting that stuff get to you, though. That's the thing, though. You're letting that stuff bother you. You know, you got more important things to worry about. You're going to sit there and be chasing this guy and burning up energy trying to make sure all the P's and Q's are aligned out and defend and justify yourself. And you're going to be burning all that energy on that.
I mean, I've had that I've sent to the closing attorney. If I'm not answering them fast enough, here's the number.
Yeah.
And not me, you know, that doesn't mean that I'm not doing my job. But if they're that type of person that has to be knowing everything and blaming everybody, send them straight to the source. Okay, the closing attorney is not doing exactly what you feel and how quickly they need to do it. You know, I've reached out to them. This is the information I have. Look, feel free to call them by all means.
Yeah.
feel free to call them. Shoot, I do that all the time.
Yeah, because usually they're the ones in the end. Those people are the ones that are the first to throw you under the bus. If you do
Right.
anything wrong, they will literally blame you for everything. If you're bending over backwards for them, they do
Yeah.
not care. So I would literally do like what Tina said. You CC all the people and be like, hey, so-and-so wanted to connect with me. They had a series of questions. I've answered them, but I wanted to connect them directly with you. And if you do it in the professional way to where you are always emotionless and you maintain your professionality, that's what's going to win all day long.
And that way,
Yeah.
the off of your back, you're
Yeah,
not,
just you got to
Well,
be.
I don't let him see that he's getting to me, because
Yeah, but it is,
he's the kind of person that if he realizes he is, then he'll keep on,
Right. But the thing is,
Yeah.
it is affecting you because you hear the frustration in your voice and
Yeah.
things like that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why I would recommend you got to be numb to this shit. You cannot take any of this personally, and you just desensitize yourself to it. Listen to what they're doing, focusing on why they're frustrated, because if anything, frustrated people have had bad problems and experiences in the past, and they're carrying through and putting it onto you. So it's just trying to be that problem solver and just being neutral with it. Don't take anything personally because you haven't done anything wrong. So you don't have to keep justifying yourself to this person because they're never going to listen to what you have to say.
they'll never be satisfied.
Yeah.
Never.
yeah,
They're just an angry person, and
yeah.
all you can do is be and do exactly that. Stay in your role, be the professional, stay focused, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that would be my advice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I
No,
don't want to
think
take up too much of y'all's time. I know it's only been about 30 minutes, but this is what I would like to do. We'll as we get everybody on track and more consistent with it, I'll post the topic of what we'll be discussing, so that way things will be organized. So each week, every Wednesday, 11:30, I'll post the link. Hop on if you're free. This is not mandatory. This is just something that way we all can do stuff like this, chat about stuff you're going on with, dealing with, and running ideas by you of what we're working on, building the brand and brokerage. So
Yeah, I say
Yeah,
you designate maybe like the last 10 minutes for like this, topics that we can after we've discussed what our main topic is, just quick, hey, I need y'all's help,
a
or
quick Q&A. Right.
Yeah.
And that way these are being recorded. So that's the other thing too. So then they'll go and then they'll be posted back to the group, and then they'll be uploaded to the training site for later to be like, hey, we had a really detailed topic about, like Brandy's would be the main one, dealing with a pain in the ass client and other people's perspective of how to deal with it. So that way people can reference this stuff later to see how different people would handle it.
Yep.
All right, y'all. We all keep crushing it. Any other input before we sign off and then bounce on to whatever else?
Hey, I was talking to Tara earlier. Most of my showings that I've gotten on my listings have been from our agents. And I'm like, and I appreciate it. Like, I know that, we all try to get our listings sold, but it just made me wonder. I wonder if other agents are like purposefully not showing our listings because
I used to think that kind of stuff, but then it didn't. I think it's just coincidence. I wouldn't sweat it. Because you got to think, when you post something, our people are going to see it more, and we're going to be more engaged with it. So, but yeah, it does get odd. It's kind of like, because I've had that happen too. But I don't think that you've pissed enough people off to where they're alienating. I don't think that's following through.
Just one. I've just picked off one person.
It's all good. There's plenty more out there. Any input, Tara, before we go?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay, cool. Brandy, any last words?
He's going to sell
Yeah.
my so don't
Yes,
try.
I'm sitting out here now waiting for her. So hopefully.
Yay.
All right, y'all. We all have a damn good day, and see y'all tomorrow for lunch if you can make it.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye.